G'day team, Uncle Jojo warm checker to a ripper of an episode. Today we're looking at templates. We're doing vanity and we're finishing off our bathroom. We've got to make a template for our sink top, or the top of our vanity. We've got two bowls undermounted in this, plus then we've also got two cutouts for our flick mixers to come through. So what we do is we get a scrap piece of board, whether that be plywood, MDF or a packing board of some sort. We cut it to the size we want, exactly the size we want. We make sure our measurements at the front are the same, the measurements at the side are the same. Here's one I prepared earlier. I make sure that the distance out is spot on. I'm adamant about the benchtop coming out further past than our doors or our cabinet. Quite a lot of details, especially in apartments or architectural details, showing the benchtop in line with the doors. What happens is, if there's water on this bench and a capillary action, the water will come back over the edge and run back. If that's the case and this is in line with that, then all behind our doors or the door edge themselves actually starts to bubble or peel away. So what I like to do is actually just run it further past by about 10 mil, 5 minimum, preferably not, 10 to 15 mil further past than the edge, the front edge of the doors. It might not look as spectacular, but it's a much better way of having longevity for all your cabinetry. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to just double check my measurements, then I'm going to just temporarily screw it into place, scribe both of my places where the sinks are and my flick mixers, then I'll take it outside and I'll cut it all out. Big thing to note on this is these undermount benches, this is actually the size of the outside of the bench. So if I've got the outside of the bench, this actually needs an inside rim all the way around, so my bench can be suctioned or fixed underneath. But again, I want to make sure that I've got 5 to 10 mil all the way around the edge, so capillary action doesn't bring any of that water up and between the bench top and my substrate. This is called a substrate. This is when I need to give it, so now I can trace from underneath, get my exact positions for everything. Then I can also make sure that the people who take the template know exactly what's going where. For example, that's my back wall. Then we do our left-hand side. Polished and arrased. Again, front edge, polished and arrased. Arrest means just to take off the sharp edge. So this is going to be a 20 mil with a shadow. So what we want to do is make sure that that works really nicely with each other and it's not a sharp edge. We want just slight arrest edge on it. The more information that we can give on our template, the better informed whoever takes this to the factory. We want to be able to continue that communication so everyone's aware of what's happening on this site. So I'll even write the project number, the area, so ensuite, project 22, our project number, all of that kind of stuff. All of that information goes on that and it knows exactly where we're going to. I'll even include my business phone number on there so that if anybody's got any questions in the factory, they can contact me. Now, to ensure that I've got the sinks in the right position, I made a jig for them. So what I'll do is I'll sit the sinks on this and I'll trace around inside this to know exactly where the edge of my stone goes. Then I'll put this on my cutout and make sure that I've got this absolutely rigid edge. This is what I mean by an undermount sink. You see here that I've got a double edge. So we need to make sure our stone's slightly stepped in from that. So what I've done is I've marked a piece of masonite, my exact measurement that I need to come in for this room. So what I'm doing is I'm making sure that my mark here is resting on the front edge, and as I run around, I'm bracing myself with my pencil and I'm able to run around and get this edge. So what I can do now is cut this out, and then I can use this template on the base of that and then cut down those centers. That's another way that we can also do it. Just get that center point, find that, and trace around that. This can now be sent to the stone manufacturers. They'll cut all of this in the factory, bring it back and deliver it. We'll be able to direct stick it down and then adhere our sinks and do our plumbing from there. Thanks for watching. Any questions or queries about making a template, flick it over and I'll answer it for you best I can, whenever I can. Thanks for watching, and like always, stay unreal, banana peels old. See you in the suit.